Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're here to talk about our presentation for our proposed plan to engage the community and the town in helping ELL students and families in Roxbury. So we have a virtual newsletter here, and this is all to be pushed out to our community. We are looking for a couple of things, and we're just going to go over the gist of it. But here you have, right off the bat, some QR codes that are 100% accessible at any time. They highlight some things like the timeline or order of events, how we do things, who's responsible, the tasks at hand, and how we evaluate success and lack of strength in certain areas. It is powered by goals. We have 3 SMART goals we're going to talk about that are going to guide us forward. And it's all driven by data. So we also have some QR codes highlighting demographics in our town, which is our community-driven aspect, as well as demographics from our high school. So again, the focus is on ELL students and families here at Roxbury. We're going to talk about how we can do that, right, through things like mentoring, getting students involved with the Seal of Biliteracy test, right, gamification, right, making classrooms engaging, and things like podcasting, right, a different approach to learning the language and utilizing it in different ways. So we got to start off with student and community needs, right? Why do we do this, right? What is the point of this? It is to help students, specifically ELL students, in closing academic achievement gaps. So again, if you were to access this data here from the RHS demographics, we have a group of students at our high school and throughout the district that are struggling, right? Whether the main focus is going to be on state assessment data. That is goal number 1. And statistically speaking, most of our ELL students do not meet state assessment expectations. Actually, less than 10% of them for the last couple of years has met that. And additionally, many of them are struggling in classes as a whole. If you compare them to the general population of students, they are struggling. And in order to help close that gap, we have here too getting the community involved, right? Making them part of this problem-solving equation. So we're going to talk about that as well. So the first thing, the vision for partnership, and again, I also have some talking points here that I will share with you all as well. All right, is they make up about 15% of our high school. It's been doubled from the last 2 years. About 20% of the population is Hispanic. 50% of that 20%, so about 10% of the population, is foreign born. All right, so these people are coming into our community. They are, being a part of it, and we just want them to be feeling welcomed, and we want everyone on board moving in the same direction. Some steps for approval. All right, we need to talk about things like budget. We need to talk about things like how we're going to host, right? Venues, dates, what's accessible when. So stuff like that. Who's going to work it, right? The staff involved. Some evidence-based strategies we're going to highlight too is some Seal of Biliteracy test. It has been proven that students that are biliterate and they've taken the test and passed, they are more likely to attend college. They are more likely to do well in academia. All right. So the goal is to get these students who probably already speak one language fluently enough, get them to speak English as well. That way they are multi-language, and it is beneficial for the long run for them. Another one is a mentor program. All right. It has been shown that students that are in a mentor program have a much better opportunity to learn from their peers. It's a more comfortable setting. Those students, the goal is to bring former ELL students into the fold. There are about 60 students right now at the high school that have exited the ELL program. They understand how it works. They take the classes. They know the teachers. So to have that relationship is essential. One way we could do this is through gamification. All right. It has been proven that, again, engaging these students in a task-based simulation as opposed to just throwing a vocab sheet at them, it is better for them to learn the language, use the vernacular while completing a task. A lot of students will focus on the task and they'll learn the language without even realizing they're learning. And another one would be creating a podcasting session. So instead of having students read an audiobook or just repeat something, they can do it in their own mediums. And a podcasting situation is totally kind of on the student and the program and the class So there's no real right or wrong answer. As long as they're using the language, they're understanding the content, they're understanding the context of language, which can be a difficult procedure, especially the fact that a lot of these kids are 14, 15, 16 years old and don't have a lot of formal education. This is a good way to introduce them to this medium. We have some more things like overall, and again, here's our little podcasting. Our timeline is going to be, the goal is for the 25-26 school year. So we get our state results back from the 23-24 tests in April. Let's see how we do. Are we trending in the right direction? Have we been doing things already that are working, or are we still kind of towards the bottom of that less than 10% threshold? So the idea is to start in April 2025 and end in April 2026 when those next results come out. So with that, all right, there are a lot of steps, and if you wanted to, you could access the timeline here. The timeline is broken down for you. It's also attached into the activities, and it shows exactly what is the plan, the specific dates, the windows, the people involved. So it's a very detailed approach. So if you were to access this QR code, it could show you everything there. As we move forward, responsibilities, right? Who's in charge? Who do we need to get on board? Whether it's a school official, a community official, a business leader, right? How are they involved? What roles do they have? What responsibilities do they have? And understanding that collaboration is the most important aspect of this. How do we succeed, right? Well, first things first, state and assessment data, we're looking to move those in the right direction. With our community, right, we already have some events. As you can see in an early talking point, we have a Roxbury ESL night. It doesn't happen very often, but the idea is to embrace that kind of momentum and have it more frequently, right? Get people involved, both ELL speakers and non-ELL speakers. We need to be able to bridge the gap as we move forward. And then last but not least, an overall improvement in student academic achievement. So that would be just a general increase in grades, in regular exams. We don't want to teach just to the test. We want the high tide to rise all boats. So keeping those diagnostics, we already use Linkit. It is a data tracking system. So with that being said, we can just implement those data points to make sure students, especially ELL students, are improving. Call to action, right? Opportunities for connection in today's world, right? Some of them feel isolated. I can tell you from fact that a lot of students that are in the Ell program don't have formal education. They come from different homes. They don't have the same upbringing as maybe a general population student. So in order to get these people, or these students, this group of students, above that threshold, we need to have them feel connected. We need to get parents connected. We need to understand what resources they have for them and for the students as well, so that everyone's kind of on the same page and they all have the same opportunities to succeed. It's not about just saying this is what you have. It's about showing how to do it well. And that's where all of these community members come in, the school, right, the town, the business leaders, everyone being on the same page, the understanding's there, and the expectations are there that we're going to move in this direction. And again, invitation for feedback. Throughout the process, there'll be opportunities for formal feedback, see how we're doing, good, bad, in between, and informal feedback, right? The door is always open. And then some follow-up steps, right? What comes next? If we do well, how do we move forward? If we don't do so well, right, where can we be better? So there's a lot of different opportunities for tweaks and modifications. Nothing is written in stone. There's a general timeline here. There's a general risk or roles and responsibilities here and how we evaluate for success. And again, it's all driven by our SMART goals. But right now, here is what we have. This is what we're working with. And the goal is to move forward in order to help our ELL students. If you have any questions, please let me know. I can help out and I can provide any further information. Thank you for your time.